All right, well, while deployed in Afghanistan, the U.S. Army chaplain carried a camera and documented the hardships that his soldiers went through. The result of that footage is the first ever theatrical documentary created by an active duty soldier. It's called No Greater Love, and there will be a free screening this Sunday at the Civic Center. It follows the time the No Slack Battalion spent in Afghanistan. We've got Josh Macer, who is a veteran of the No Slack Battalion, to tell us more about it. First of all, thank you for your service.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure. Good morning.
Good morning to you. This is an extraordinary film.
Absolutely. It's one of a kind, and I know it hits home for a lot of veterans because it shows some very raw footage of some of the most intense combat that was seen in the Kunar province in Afghanistan. And what's interesting is about it the whole time, Justin just carried his camera and his faith with him. And
he's an Army chaplain, and they don't typically, they don't carry weapons.
No, ma'am, they're not allowed to carry firearms.
Okay. Is it unusual for them to carry around a camera and document like this?
Out of my 4 deployments, Justin's the first one that I've known of personally to actually do that. And his purpose is to discuss the hardships of PTSD and the alarming rate of suicide in veterans returning home. On average, there's a number of 22 veterans a day that commit suicide, and he's trying to shine light on that and to end the stigma with it and to bring veterans back into the fold to help each other out once they return home.
That's the purpose of showing this film for free for our community on Sunday, is to bring those veterans together, because you're going to have a lot of groups out there to connect them with.
Yes, ma'am. After the film, there will be a Patriot tent with various veteran service organizations, and veterans are encouraged to stop by, as well as the civilian populace, to create a bond and to get to know their veteran organizations and their local veterans. And after the movie, there's actually going to be a text to donate. All proceeds from that will go to benefit local veteran services here in Lake Charles.
All right, very, very important information to be given out on Sunday. That's at 6 p.m. at the ROSA HART Theater, where you'll be able to watch this. You're encouraging families to come, but you're giving a little bit of a warning there.
Yes, ma'am. Like I said, it shows the raw combat footage. There is a good deal of violence and language throughout the film, so I would suggest that your younger children stay away, and possibly to bring tissues. I've seen the movie twice already, and I've not seen a dry eye. But I think it's something that all Americans should see and gain a true appreciation for what veterans and soldiers have to go through overseas.
A very, very emotional tribute to what all of those veterans have gone through overseas. We do have a trailer of the film to be able to show. It's won a lot of awards.
Yes, ma'am. 11 so far internationally.
So far and counting.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. It's really powerful.
All right, we're going to try and play a little bit of that trailer for you here.
25 seconds.
You're not gonna make it out of here.
Like, it's the first time in my life I had to make peace with the fact that I was gonna die.
I've never heard so much gunfire in my entire life. That was by far the worst. I went out on the missions and I captured a lot of these moments that would change my life. But it wasn't the photos and it wasn't the video that changed my life. It was understanding the stories behind them.
That's what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? That's why I joined the Army, was to go to Afghanistan and fight this nation's enemies.
And now comes the question of, how do we come home? How do we come home from the battlefield? In war, I saw this constant thing. Behind every act of valor, there was a heart of love, a heart of brotherhood behind it. I witnessed that.
All right. I can tell that you get emotional just even watching that trailer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to let the public see the film in its entirety. That's this Sunday, 6 p.m. at the ROSA HART Theater. Thank you so much for your service, and thank you for sharing this film with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. Well, stay with us. We're going to have more KPLC Connections at midday after the break.